Would you welcome the king of country comedy, Cletus T. Judd? You got a bunch of fans out here.
I paid them.
Well, you must have paid them well because they're sure giving you the love.
Oh, thank you.
When I watch stuff that you've got out there on the web, and if people haven't seen it, they've got to go. After the show, of course.
Oh, yeah, wait till after the show.
But it is so stinking funny. I have to sometimes hit it on pause so I can catch my breath. I'm just not able to breathe. I'm laughing so hard. Cletus, it's classic, funny stuff. Where'd you get the ideas for some of these things?
You know, I couldn't sing a lick, you know, couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, so I had to figure out something to do, and I knew that I loved music. When I came up here, I'll tell you a real quick story. I'd been up here, I moved up in 1992, and I was here in 1992, 93, 94. I had nothing, you know, I was really struggling. I would go out to the airport. There was a Ruby Tuesdays out at the Donaldson Pike Airport, and I would sleep in the front seat of my truck because I wasn't afraid out there. They had those big lights in the parking lot, and I'd get up the next morning, I'd go to Music Row, I'd take a shower at the YMCA. I was sleeping in a buddy of mine's walk-in closet at one time, you know, just really wanted to make it happen, really, for my mom. And the ice storm came in 1994, and I remember driving down I-440, and I was scraping the windshield of my truck with a Mark Chestnut CD because I didn't have a defroster in there. And I'd been up here 3 years. Well, about 3 days later, I'd almost lost all these fingers. I got frostbite on this hand, and I called my mom that night, and I said, Mom, I'm done. I gave it all I had. I gave it everything I had. I can't do it anymore. I'm hungry. My clothes are dirty. I just want to come home. I can't make it. And she said, are you sure? And as she said, are you sure? I remember hearing in my right ear on a little transistor radio sitting on a table, Tim McGraw's song called Indian Outlaw.
Yeah.
And as Tim was singing Indian Outlaw, I started singing, they're my Indian in-laws, came to visit me in my squaw, been here for a month, y'all. And I said, Mom, I got to call you back. She said, well, am I coming up there or not? I said, stay where you at, I'll call you back. So I hung up the phone, and me and a buddy of mine, Bruce Birch, wrote Indian In-Laws over the phone, and I recorded the song, borrowed some money, recorded it, and about a month later, it was on 199 radio stations that we had sent out on cassette, and the rest is history. Jesus took the wheel that day. And,
well, yes, he did. You know, Cletus, you were beloved and had, again, a just meteoric rise, and then all of a sudden, we didn't see you for a while. What happened to Cletus Judd that we didn't know about?
Man, you know, probably don't have enough time in this interview to tell you, but you know, as a kid, it was hard. You know, it wasn't always the best of times. There's a lot of people's, you know, and I'd never seen drugs. My dad was an alcoholic. You know, he drank, you know, forever, and I always knew that I didn't want to do that. And the next thing you know, back in the late 80s, I was introduced to cocaine. The first time I did crystal meth, I thought, now this is what I've been looking for. This has filled the void of a tough childhood. It's filled the void of, I mean, I felt like somebody. And I thought, this is it. This is what I want to do from now on, is this. And I thought, I can do it one time, maybe not do it again. Well, next thing you know, it went from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday to Friday. And I continued to use daily, weekly, even as I moved up here. You know, I was still able to achieve to some degree professionally, but I was not able to achieve personally. There was definitely something missing. You know, in 1990, I was on a bridge in Jacksonville, Florida, Ponte Vedra, Florida, driving back and forth for about 6 hours, contemplating how to just end it all. You know, because it was not any fun anymore. You know, pretty much lost everything I had, and again, Jesus grabbed that wheel and did not let that happen to me. And up here in September the 11th of 2004. I had a really cool thing happen. Didn't have to go to rehab after that baby was born. That was my rehabilitation.
God sort of used that baby to say, hey, we're giving you a shot to be a dad.
Absolutely.
Wow.
When Caitlin was born in 2004, I said, you know, she's going to have to bury me one day, but it won't be because my face is buried in a bag somewhere. And next month, September 11th, I'll be clean 15 years.
That's fantastic. You know, the thing that is amazing, you were out there making people laugh and giving them joy, giving them hope, and deep down inside of you, you weren't having that much fun.
I'd go back to my bus, Mike. I'd play on that Neon Circus tour, I'd play for 30,000 people. I toured Billy Ray Cyrus in his prime, you know, all of them. And I would go back to my bus and literally bury my head in a pillow and cry like a baby. You know, because you know, I just wasn't fulfilled. You know, I was empty. And so I was offered a contract to stay in Florida for 5 years, several years ago. I opened it up on a Friday. It was for $2 million. And I screamed and yelled and called my buddies down from Georgia. They stayed with me the whole weekend, and then everybody left. And I was left alone again. And I was walking through that house, and I would see these pictures, and I'd see Caitlin, you know, I'd say, okay, she'll be, if I'll miss this grade, this grade, this grade, this grade, and but I'll have all this money. So I sit down behind the table, and I took it out, the contract out, and I wrote, "You're worth more than what's inside this." I sealed it, taped it, put it in her hope chest, and quit my job the next day and moved home to be a dad.
Wow.
Pretty much, yeah.
What an incredible story, because you believe that being a dad was worth more than all the money in the world. And you know, Cletus, I think what's a joy to see that you made a decision, but now your career, you have another shot to you back at it. And
I do, but if you're going to come and see me from this point forward in my life, it's going to be in a church. It's going to be in a prison. It's going to be in a drug rehabilitation center. It's going to be somewhere where I can walk out of there and go, I didn't save all these people. But that one young man there that said, I can't play a guitar, I can't move to Nashville and pursue my dream. The heck you can't.
Yeah.
You're looking at the true definition of an overachiever that has happened to have persistency, consistency, and the will to succeed. And I want to relay that to other people at this point.
I think your best days are ahead, Cletus. I truly do. You have a gift, a true gift, to take the simple things in songs and make them so stinking funny that it just causes people to experience a little joy. So please, don't give up that gift God's given you. And now you've got a bigger purpose even to sing those songs and share them. I'm so grateful to have you here today.
I'm grateful
this
for you.
This is a pleasure. So good. Cletus, T. Judd. I want to thank him for sharing his story, and especially for the laughs. Please check out YouTube for one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long time. He's got a laugh out loud funny song. It's called My Weight's Going Up, Down. I'm telling you, please watch this. You need a laugh, this will give you one.